All right, new truck smell leaving the dealership. I mean, it's got a few kilometers on it. Obviously, they moved it back and forth a little bit. 128K. Crazy. All right, well, I've got 362 kilometers on this thing now. I picked it up at 128, so I'm not putting too many miles on it. But so, being a 2025, there's some things that are different, obviously, than the 2019 that I had. In terms of like the running gear and stuff like that, the engine still 6.7. This has a 10-speed. Back then, they had the 6R 140, so 6-speed. The biggest difference I noticed with driving the truck in terms of just normal stuff, not power or shifting with transmission or anything like that, is actually not having the adaptive power steering. So 2023, I believe they dropped it as an option, and I was reading online stuff that a lot of people don't really notice any difference. I actually really do. Like if I hadn't driven, you know, the previous truck with the adaptive power steering for 100,000 kilometers and I didn't have another truck that has it right now, I probably wouldn't notice. It's not like a hindrance. Like I'm sure that, you know, in the long run, the simplicity of just having a regular old power steering box, you know, versus whatever they've got going on with the adaptive power steering one that changes the steering ratio. They added, you know, quickness in the steering versus like the difficulty in maybe getting replacement parts if it ever breaks or wears out. It's not worth it. But I do notice that like I've got to turn in a fair bit more on corners. Like I'm really kind of splitting hairs. Like it is noticeable for me. I can see, I guess really what I'm saying is like I'm probably overly perceptive to that kind of stuff. Now a lot of people really wouldn't notice, but just even this corner, like I'm turning the steering wheel more than I would with the other truck. Like I would turn it like that and it would basically make the corner. I notice it a little bit slow speed, not as much as I do just rounding little corners like this and having to put more steering input. Like I'm expecting it to turn in more than what it does, and I'm sure that's just because the steering ratio is consistent. It's not variable like it is on the adaptive stuff. But so far, that, and then the other thing I notice a lot between this truck, which is a 2025 versus my 2022 F-350, it's quieter in the cab. So the engine, like I'm not hearing the noise from it nearly as much as I do with the 2022. And it's not to say that that truck's loud. It's not. It's quite quiet. But I can actually really hear the engine. You know, you can tell it's a diesel. This thing, like you really can't even hardly hear that it's running. And then the other thing, compared to the 2019, I think this thing rides a lot smoother than the 2019 I had. But on the same token, when I go over bumps, there's like a bit of a vibration, like not a vibration, but you can feel it just kind of like on the truck. The whole truck kind of shudders a little bit from the big hits, like you're going over potholes and stuff. I haven't crawled underneath this truck to look, but I know on the 2019 they had like some kind of vibration damping canister mounted to the frame, and I think if I'm gonna guess, I would think that maybe they don't on this, and I can tell the difference. Like that truck rode a bit stiffer, but at the same time it didn't have that kind of, I don't know how, I can't think of the right word to describe it, like to properly articulate it. It's kind of like a boom, you know, like you can feel it through the truck a little bit. It's not bad. It's not something to complain about, but I can tell. So I'd be curious when I crawl underneath this thing if it has that or if it doesn't. But yeah, so far, yeah, the truck is beyond impressive. I mean, it's too early to know what it's going to be like long term, obviously, but just from a driving perspective, it drives beautifully, and it's got gobs and gobs of power. I haven't really pushed on it too hard, being that it's only got a few hundred kilometers on it, but I've given some good half to 2/3 throttles, you know, acceleration pulls up to speed with it, and it gets up and goes pretty darn good. Much better than the 2019 that I had. I can't honestly tell whether this has more power than the standard output in my 2022. I mean, that thing gets up and boogies pretty darn quick too. So once I hook it up to a trailer and tow, I'll be able to have a better idea, you know, in terms of what it's like compared to the 2019 I had. The 2019 was replaced by a 2022 Ram 5500 for me, so I mean, I can talk about that extensively. Like that 2022 5500 pales in comparison in terms of that 2019 for power and just overall comfort. That truck ran circles around the 2022 Ram, so, and I would assume that this thing would run circles around the 2019 I had. Yeah, I'm just kind of sitting here 70 kilometers an hour. If I punch it, it gets up. Almost feels like it's gonna break the tires loose. That's the full first foot to the floor spike I've done with this thing. So I have not done any of that. I've only done about, this is about all I've done so far up until that point. So like it scoots for, you know, almost 10,000 pound truck. It's like 9,200 or 9,300 pounds. The load capacity on this thing is 4,844 pounds. The GVW is 14,000, so that's yeah, 14,000 minus that. Weird 9,000 something pounds there. I'm not gonna try and do the math in my head while I'm driving and focusing on that, but yeah, no, it's lighter than the 2019. And I just went and saw my buddy who has a 2018 F-450. In his truck, same thing, a little bit heavier than this. The cargo capacity on that was like 47. My 2019 was like 4,600 and change. There's some things that are different inside the cab with this versus the 2019 Limited that I had. Like the headliner on the Limited was suede, had a lot more chrome, stuff like that. Looking at this compared to the 2018, 2019 trucks and stuff like that before they did the body change. I actually don't know what the 2022, I haven't looked closely enough to see whether the body lines are different, but the body lines on this are significantly different than like my buddy's 2018 and what would have been my 2019. So when you look at the doors and whatnot, they're different. The inside on this is the same as the F-150s. So like the dash, everything like that. I got a 2021 F-150 and everything's the same pretty much inside in terms of the buttons and the steering wheel buttons and whatnot. What else? The inside doors are the same at the front. The back is different. I have to do another video here and show you that. But yeah, no, I really like the truck. It's definitely, you know, what I want for a vehicle for work and for towing. I'm not like, I always like kind of crap on the Ram because I'm not happy with it in comparison to what I had with the 2019 F-450. But the Ram's not been a bad truck. Like it does the job, it works. It hasn't caused me any issues. I mean, there's issues with the stupid head unit on it, constantly crashing and stuff like that. And the other thing with the Ram trucks versus the Fords, if that head unit goes down, all of your heater and air conditioning controls and stuff are all tied into that. Like, so when it goes down, I don't know that you can actually run the defrost or the air conditioning or anything like that. So that's a bit of a concern. You know, long term, if that craps out on the Ram or even craps out on this, like, I mean, you're talking several $1,000s and not 100% sure whether you actually can get the parts down the road, right? So I don't like that with the new trucks when they're all organized that way. But yeah, we cleaned up the dash a little bit too. So there's some of the buttons that were up there are not there. I don't know yet where they put them. Oh, there's some other features on this thing that are new to me. Like there's onboard scales. What else? That's the biggest one, onboard scales. I checked it. I mean, it doesn't really tell you that accurately for a couple 100 pounds and stuff. Like when I jump in the truck, it says there's 150 plus pounds. It doesn't actually tell me, you know, okay, well, we got 230 pounds in the truck. So I don't know what it's going to be like when I actually put weight in it. What else can I talk about? All this stuff is the same. Sunroof, everything's the same. Stereo in this is really good. Like when I bought the 2022 F-350 Tremor, I ended up having to order a Lariat to get the seating configuration that I wanted. I fully optioned it, so like it pretty much has every option that a Platinum would have. But I ended up getting the 40 front bench seats. But they didn't give you the 14 or 18 speaker sound system like this has. And I really I'm surprised at how much of a difference there is with this one versus the other one. Go, buddy, go. I gotta hold on here. Yeah, the seats are, I think, a little different than the Platinum Plus. You can see these are much more similar to, I guess, the Lariats and stuff. These are the max reclining seats. I actually haven't put them back down yet, so I don't know how far they go. So I will see. They didn't do a great job. Oh, look, the seat, the bottom comes up. Yeah, that's totally different. You can, oh wow. Okay, yeah, then this comes up too, so you can raise that up for some shoulder support. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna have to try this out. Press the button over here, see if this goes back. Yeah. Oh, that's like a brushed steel, not chrome. Like it was all chromed out on the Limited. The other thing that the Limited had, obviously, is you had the placard there with the serial number for how many units there was and what particular number your truck was in the line. A few things on the 2025s that are different. They've dropped chrome on like that. There's no chrome there. No chrome tow hooks. Still chrome there. What else can I tell that's different? Oh, they don't have the keypad on there, which I don't care on these trucks. I never used the keypad on the 2019. I never use it on the 2022. I have. Tips are chrome. The tailgate does not have the big chrome Platinum tailgate unless you get the Platinum Plus. I use the keypad on this thing all the time. Go figure. But oh, and then the other thing too, they dropped the parking sensors on the tailgate. I don't know what year, last year, maybe 24, or maybe it is 25, and the camera up here, which sucks. I got to get the box sprayed. They didn't get a chance to get that done in time for me to pick it up. Oh, the other thing, this truck has power tailgate up, like the F-150s. It has the lane keeping assist, not just the warning. Like my Tremor, which is 2022, doesn't have the actual steering part of it. It just vibrates like my 2019. My F-150, which is a 21, has the same as this. And these also have the projector LED lights, and they are bright. I don't know if they're much brighter than the non-projector ones, but they steer. They go up and down and right and left, which is really nice. So that's that actually is a really big bonus for sure compared to, you know, the regular ones. But yeah, no, I'm really happy. The camera quality on this backup camera is actually really good. My F-150, same thing, really crystal clear. When I bought the 2022 F-350 Tremor, the camera quality went to absolute crap. Like, it's really bad. I was told there was supposed to be an updated part coming out for it that would fix it. A lot of pollen on the truck here. So, I don't know. I kind of like the blacked out appearance of this now. I wasn't a fan of the chrome tow hooks and stuff on the other one I had. They started rusting right away. Like this truck here, this is 2007. I lived for years up in northern BC. The truck's seen a lot of winter driving and winter roads. The chrome is still good. Look at the bumper. I mean, that's from a big ditch I went into off highway, but the chrome bumper is still really good on this. They do not do chrome on these new trucks like they used to. So like these exhaust pipe tips, they're all chromed. Like, I don't know how long that's gonna last, regardless of the chrome or how long I keep them versus putting something else on it. Oh yeah, I should take a look underneath here and see if it does have that big can thing that was underneath. I don't know if it did. It was on the frame rail. I don't see it. But there was like a big canister that was underneath that truck for vibration, like resonance. I can't tell. They have a fin diff cover on these things now. I think they came out in 2020 with that, which is probably a really good thing. My rear end on the 2019, the carrier bearings went on it, and then the axle shafts apparently were bent as well. But I worked the living daylights out of that truck, so not surprising. These mud flaps are aftermarket gator backs. They're really expensive. I was shocked. They're like 900 bucks Canadian with the installation at Ford. So I don't know what they are off the shelf if you were to install them, but not cheap. Steps are nice. I don't know. I've seen videos, I think, where they have another step underneath. This one doesn't have it. I don't need it. I mean, put your foot up there and away you go. You got the step here. Got little grab hooks for your hands, which is nice. They're kind of small though, but I don't know. Not a lot of room to put your fingers in there, especially if you had gloves on. This thing's got the 2 kilowatt pro power on board, which is nice. It's a little different than what I expected. I thought it was just an added inverter. It's not. It's actually running off its own separate alternator, 48 volt alternator, like 160 amp alternator, and then it's got like a battery pack underneath the seat. Oh, let me open this here. I gotta try and clean this up. They didn't do a great job with detailing it. Well, maybe it's the other side. So there's a big battery pack there, and then the inverter is underneath there. So I think you lose a little bit of space underneath here with that, but not a huge deal. I'll have to take a look at my other truck. I got heated seats in the back, USB out. Oh, I did not realize there is a power plug there, which is nice. Grocery shopping bags. But yeah, it's nice. Oh, I guess we gotta take the sticker off of that. I pulled that one off. They didn't pull these off. They were in a hurry to try and get this cleaned up and ready for me to pick up before 5 o'clock, and they basically had it done at 5 o'clock. So they didn't do a good job on the cleaning of it. But whatever, I'm not crying about it. But yeah, FX4 Platinum, pretty loaded. It's a little dirty, but I am excited about this thing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks for watching.